Welcome to What Shall We Say to These Things? This is your low key ghetto Bible study.
I'm MJ.
And I am TJ. And in this first session, we want to kind of share the background, the purpose, our reason for starting this project. I will warn you that it's the reasons are very selfish. We're doing this for ourselves.
Yep. At this point in our lives, we want to, some structure and we want to be a little more deliberate in our Bible study. And this is how we came up with to do that.
Yeah. So, we belong to a relatively conservative religious denomination, and for most of our lives, we've heard that the most important thing is to have a personal relationship with Jesus, to make time for daily devotion, to study your Bible, that kind of stuff. And I think that is something that we have struggled with, I would dare say, for years.
For me, as far back as I can remember, and that's probably secondary school, where I was being more deliberate about my personal relationship with God. I remember studying. Well, I use the word studying loosely. I remember setting aside time every day to read my Bible. So morning, first thing I do, and there was a point I used to do it before I went to sleep. Last thing, sometimes I fall asleep doing it, and it was a habit I developed that I think it morphed into just one more thing on my to-do list, something that I had to do every day. I couldn't start my day until I had read my 3 chapters in the morning, or I couldn't go to sleep until I had read my 2 chapters in the evening. And it just became, I guess, routine, yeah. And I don't know that it was actually affecting my life. And there's even a point where I had heard a presentation at church that my dad did, where he...
Disclaimer, he's not a pastor. just putting that out there, we are not PKs.
No.
Not a pastor.
No. Yeah, he was looking at how to study the Bible. It was honestly the first time I had ever heard that there could be a process to it, a way to do it. And so he was looking at the book of James and how they recommend you start with small books, you read them right through, and then you pick apart at the chapters, you look for repeating themes, and then you could look at the lessons that you could apply to your life. So I got a notebook and I would write down the themes. I would try to rewrite the passages in my own words. And it just became a task that was not fun, and I can't find the word, but it became a burden. And eventually I gave it up, and I just went back to trying to read the Bible through from beginning to end. And I remember one night my dad passing by to turn off my lights, and I was half asleep, my Bible open in front of me, and I was like, no, don't turn off the lights, I haven't finished reading my Bible yet. And he was like, no, MJ, that's not how it works, that's not how it's supposed to be. And I think that changed things for me. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm sure that I want my Bible study to be something I enjoy, something I look forward to, and not something that, I can't fall asleep because, oh my goodness, I didn't do it. So I'm hoping that this will be an opportunity for me to
get there.
Yeah.
I have never been as dedicated or devoted as she's been. That's just, I have been slacker of the two of us, and even this just simply, I would start reading the Bible every day. I signed up for this this program that sends you a chapter a day, and I would be fine until we get to like Isaiah, and then when we hit those Jeremiah, and I was like,
Ezra,
no, and I would bail. And then I'd feel bad about it, but not bad enough to push through and read those chapters. It was not happening. And I think I tried things like the soap method, and it just never worked. But last year, maybe mid to late last year, um, one of our aunties, not biological auntie, church auntie, um, shared on Facebook about a Bible study program she was going to start, and it was designed particularly for women. And I was like, this looks cool. I'm looking for something. It was 6 weeks. I was like, I can do this. 6 weeks, I can do this, and I decided to do it. And that it was brutal. It was brutal. I think it was the first time I had ever experienced Bible study with that much introspection, reflection, um, questioning what I the way I lived, what I thought, and it was rough. Like it was rough. Um, but I think it forever changed what I want out of Bible study because I think that Bible study needs to change me. It needs to change the way I live. And in December, she sent me the same church auntie sent me a link to a Bible study guide on Amazon. It was free at the time, so of course I got it. And again, it was something targeted towards young ladies. And I have been trying to drag it out as far as possible because it was just 12 Bible study sessions. Um, but each session had like a multiple day. So the one I'm currently doing is a 6-day Bible study. We're looking at Mary, the mother of Jesus, and I'm enjoying it. Like it's rough, brutal. Like the things they're requiring us to journal about and the questions that we have to ask ourselves. It's rough, but I'm enjoying it. And like every day, I can't wait forward until it's time for me to do my Bible study. For me to sit down with my Bible and my notebook and the book, and read the chapter and consider how it affects me as a person. Like how does it what are the implications for my life? How can I live differently? And that's just what I want. I want to enjoy the process of studying my Bible, and I want to become a better person as a result of it. I think that the whole point of getting to know Jesus and studying the Bible is about changing your life.
Transformation.
Yeah, it has to make a difference. And so I'm hoping that as we go through this, that you'll join us on this journey. As we try to make studying the Bible something that we enjoy and something that changes our lives. We're planning to start with the book of Esther, mainly because we're young women and, it's relevant, as well as it's a story that we're relatively familiar with. So we felt like that's a good place to start. We're posting this on YouTube, so we're going to leave our comment section open. So if any of you guys actually decide to join us on this journey, you can drop recommendations of books or themes that you think we should study in the comments below.
Yeah, I think we've covered
most of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've covered most of it.
Yeah, we did the why are we doing this, and the how we doing this as well. So yeah, this has been the end of what shall we say to these things.
See you next time.
Y'all can't see, but I'm holding up a peace sign. Okay.